I like trucks, and you probably do too. But what would trucks be without somewhere to drive them? That's why I'm going to be taking a look at 7 of the largest modded maps in BeamNG Drive. And I will be noting things like level of detail and drivability for large trucks. So, let's get right into it. Starting off with number 1 on the list, we have Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a massive map, clocking in at 113.42 kilometers squared, and is heavily inspired by GTA San Andreas. It features several unique buildings and assets, nearly 24 spawn locations, and a lot of desert highway. Los Angeles is very good at its intersections and merge lanes, possibly the best of all maps here. The roads often have nice large shoulders to pull over on, and there are a few realistic places to transport goods to and from. However, many of the roads can be quite steep, sharp, or heavily banked. The road crowns can be quite extreme, and some roads even appear to be partially finished. Being inspired by San Andreas, the level of detail is more akin to games of that time, though the details that do exist tend to have a lot of character. It is also worth noting that while the traffic lights do work, the gas stations do not. Overall, I would say Los Angeles is a good map for doing trucking sessions, provided you stick to lighter loads, and maybe upgrade your brakes. Next up is River Highway. River Highway is a very large 64 kilometer squared map that boasts over 200 kilometers of road, an airport with an actually usable runway, and a railway loop. River Highway offers many great features for trucking, from several different towns to many different warehouses, farms, and even a quarry to source items from. However, it does tend to use older BeamNG assets, lack paved shoulders, and some of the roads can be a little on the steep side. Lastly, the gas stations do not work, but overall, I would say River Highway is a good map to pick if you like to roleplay with trucks. I will add that recently it has been announced that a River Highway rework is in the works. With completely redone traffic routing, additional features like speed cameras, improved intersections, and a heavily increased level of detail, it looks very promising. However, as of recording, it is not able to be downloaded from the BeamNG repo, so I will not be reviewing it today. Maybe I'll showcase it in a part 2 of this in the future. Let me know if you'd like to see that in the comments below. Moving on to the next map, or maps more accurately, we have OGC1 and OGC2. Both maps have the tagline, the ultimate map, which is interesting because there are 2 of them. OGC1, the ultimate map, is a combination of West Coast USA, Derby Arenas, Industrial Site, and Grid Map V2 all within one map. OGC2, the ultimate map, is a combination of West Coast, East Coast, Utah, and Jungle Rock Island. Both OGC1 and OGC2 have a size of 16.81 kilometers squared, both have custom roads and junctions, and both are very dense maps. I quite like the concept behind the 2 maps, especially OGC2, and both of them can be fun to drive on. But that's not to say they aren't without a few issues. Roads are often too steep and corners are often too tight for trucks. Intersections can be confusing, and there is rarely enough room to get up to speed on the highways. That, combined with the fact that navigation is a little broken in some places, makes both traffic and players often get stuck. Lastly, as of recording, there are a few missing meshes and textures. But once you get used to dealing with the quirks, both OGC1 and OGC2 can be enjoyable if you want to do some long hauls between vanilla maps. Continuing, Polish Roads is a very highly detailed map sitting at 4.19 kilometers squared. It features custom assets, a train track loop, and several communities scattered about. The roads in Polish Roads are quite well marked, with frequent road warning signs and speed limit signs. The traffic lights work, the gas stations function, and there's even semi-truck parking in some spots. The racetrack, container yard, and multiple towns provide plenty of options for cargo sources. And the map continues to look great even at night, with the signs, windows, and streetlights illuminating underneath the custom skybox. The only concerns that I have are that going 70 around some corners feels dangerously fast, and I did notice some performance issues on my PC. Apart from those small things, this map is great for trucking and anything else you may want to do. Following that, we have Bandit County. Bandit County is a large map measuring in at 16.78 kilometers squared, features multiple biomes, a drag strip, and several towns. The map does a good job of providing plenty of roads to drive on and is very unique in having multiple biomes, though it can be a tad rough around the edges. Both traffic lights and gas stations do not work, and many intersections lack street signs of any sort, which can make the already confusing junctions even more dangerous. While this map doesn't quite have the same level of polish that some others mentioned do, it does have this cool little dancing dude. Despite its unrefined charm, I think Bandit County is worth taking a look at if you feel like trying out a new map. Before I talk about the final entry, here are some honourable mentions. Somerset, UK. While this map is large at 16.78 kilometers squared, it does not have any buildings or towns to transport goods to and from. It is still fun to drive around with in normal cars though. Hungarian roads. This map is quite dense with a high level of detail, and while it is very scenic, it is quite small for trucking at 1.05 square kilometers. Definitely still worth checking out if you can. Autobahn 57 kilometers. While Autobahn 57K does have working gas stations, power cables connecting the pylons, and plenty of road to drive on, it unfortunately doesn't have too many buildings accessible by road to make it suited for trucking. Though, it is still a good map if you just want to drive really fast on a big highway. Finally, last but certainly not least, we have Argentinian roads. Argentinian roads is a 16.78 square kilometer map with 3 towns, functioning streetlights, and a racetrack. The map has very good signage, and the towns are far enough apart that driving between them feels worthwhile. There are plenty of sites to source goods from, and the roads are very open. Though the gas stations don't work, the roads are quite bumpy, and the speed limits seem a little high for the conditions. Overall, Argentinian roads is a good map for doing some trucking. And with that, I've gone through every map on the list. I've spent around 15 to 30 minutes checking out each map while writing this script, so there may be some details or even some issues that I could have missed. Feel free to let me know about any of which in the comments below. While you're at it, let me know what your favorite map was, and feel free to give this video a like. Every map showcased today is linked in the video description. Thanks for watching, this has been Akimbo, and I'm signing off.